I always have to check if I have my mic even plugged in, because oftentimes I don't. So, welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. Um, really quick, really quick. You guys have to go check out the um the podcast that I did with discussion combustion. It was amazing. I loved it. I loved it. I'm trying to get you guys the link right now. Those guys were awesome. Like beyond awesome. Let me find them really quick. Discussion combustion podcast. There we go. All right. Let us get this up to you guys. I don't know how to share it. I can't find the share button. Here we go. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go ahead and get this shared out. Yeah. There we go. Oh, did you guys watch it already? Awesome. Let me go ahead and put it on the screen. Check out my chat with these two guys from Discussion Combustion podcast. They were amazing. They were amazing. They knew that I was super duper bashful. It's okay though. It's okay. That's just I'm weird. That's okay. Oh, I love that some of you guys have already watched it. Yay! In case you haven't watched it already, go check it out. It was just an amazing chat. Like amazing chat. Yes. Yes, and they definitely shouted out and yeah. I loved that. I didn't know they were already recording. But yeah, I love that. I love that they included that. All right, let's get started, guys. I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I heard is your star is rising and your wishes are coming true. That's intense. That is super intensivo. Let's get some cards ready. Oh, and you guys, I know I'm live a little bit early. I was going to try and squeeze in a trip to the gym between the live stream and, later today. Between now and this afternoon, because I'm going to be going live this afternoon for our 9/9 portal celebration. It's a fire ceremony. I was going to try and squeeze it in. I don't know now. Now I might just like lounge around. Okay, here goes, guys. This is almost nerve-wracking for some reason. This is going to be an amazing reading. I can already feel it. It feels like all of the potential that you've been holding on to is slowly being released from its little cage. Whatever you've been afraid of achieving, it's almost like it's just going to be handed to you, to be honest. That's a feel, because I mean, you still have to put effort into it, obviously, but it feels like it's going to feel like it's just being handed to you because of how much effort you've already put into it. And I think now all you're needing to do is let go of this, like, this need to control the way it plays out, right? It's the need to control the way it plays out. And when you do that, what ends up happening is you end up letting your soul kind of take the wheel. When you let your soul take the wheel, it knows exactly where it's going and what you're supposed to do. It knows when you're supposed to arrive and all of that. So when you allow your soul to do what it's trying to do to support your growth, that growth becomes exponential. Exponential. Sorry. Okay. Here goes. Let's see. Respect. Respect your process, respect your soul. Respect what it is you need and what you need to let go of, right? Allow yourself to be very cognitive of the process that you're in. And when you do that, you allow so much more of your truth to come rushing to the forefront to clear the way before you even arrive. Like, could you see that? This tidal wave that kind of comes out from behind you and from the side of you, right? Both sides. And it's just clearing the way, cleansing the path before you. And so every step you take is going to be the cleanest, most amazing step. Okay. You're trying to still keep yourself a secret, the greatness that you are, whatever it is that you're trying to do. You're definitely, you're not going to be able to keep that secret for much longer. Okay. This doesn't feel like a bad thing. This feels like whatever insecurities, whatever like lack of confidence or lack of belief in self, that's no longer going to be allowed to factor in. You're going to be allowed to kind of reach these higher spaces within yourself. And as you do that, you're going to really be witness for the amazingness that you are. Okay. Just because you can't see the greatness that you are does not mean other people are incapable of seeing what is very obvious. I don't know if you realize this, but you haven't been doing a very good job of hiding how amazing you are. I mean, maybe you haven't been socializing. That doesn't mean people haven't been noticing. It doesn't mean people haven't been noticing your level of integrity, the amount of grace and compassion with which you live, right? So it's really about allowing people to form their own opinions, not interfering with that. Just let them form their opinions, whether it's good or it's bad. It's just an opinion. Let them form their opinions and stop basing your actions, your decisions on trying, like really, really trying to go out of your way to make sure that they only think this way or that way about you. One of the most difficult things that I had to learn was no matter how hard I try to force people to see me in whatever way I'm choosing for them to see me or wanting for them to see me, they're going to see me in whatever way they see me. I don't get a say over that. I just don't. I don't get a say in how much they see this or see that. I mean, there's been times where I've been speaking aggressively and I'm pissed off, like I'm mad, and people are like, "Oh my god, you're so cute." And what? Yeah. Like, that's not funny. I'm not trying to be funny or cute. I'm being aggressive. And they're like, "It's cute." It's not. You can't control how other people will see you, and there's been times where I've gone out of my way to be extra, extra, extra nice, and they still see me as mean. It's like, but like I went out of my way to be extra nice and extra accommodating. You cannot control the way other people receive you. So don't even waste your time. Instead, use all of that effort in trying to adjust the way you see yourself, because that's a pretty controllable thing, right? You can control the way you see yourself. Ethos. Your mindset is being adjusted. It's being realigned to be the very thing that it needs to be. The mind is very, very powerful. It is an organ that is designed, it's a biological machine that's designed to be able to repattern the standing scalar waves. Okay. If you allow yourself to use your mind in the way it's created to be used, where you are actively co creating, you are actively manifesting, there's nothing in your life that will not pan out for you. There's nothing, nothing at all. Everything will work out in the way you want and need it to because you are co creating it. Now, when we take um, these other mindsets and allow them to be integrated into our own as though that's really the way it's supposed to be, uh, if it doesn't feel right, it's just not, it's not going to be right for you. So, okay, I was talking with the guys about um, positive affirmations, right? I didn't want to get too deep into it because I knew it was only going to be like a 90-minute chat and I don't really know them, so I don't want to offend anyone. But the reality of my personal beliefs of positive affirmation is that it doesn't work in the way people think it works. It doesn't reprogram your mind. Eventually, you get so bored saying the same fictitious thing to yourself over and over. This is just my personal logic. That you finally stop fighting your process. It's you no longer being willing to fight against yourself because it's like you have talked yourself into submission. But why would you want to harm yourself in that way? Why would you want to continue to have the interactions that require dominance and submission? Why can't you just choose? Choose and then allow yourself to witness how that choice manifests and how that manifestation, causation and effect, right? How it affects your life. And this is just my personal opinion. I'm not saying don't do positive affirmations. I'm saying there's a much more efficient way to do it. A much more efficient way. Now, to give the example of using positive affirmations to stop smoking, it took him about a year, I think he said, that's a huge accomplishment. That's still a huge accomplishment. I used to smoke 2.5 packs a day every day for several years. 2.5 packs a day. I wasn't smoking lights. I was smoking reds. I was smoking Newports. And there were times where I would crush the filter. And if you're not a smoker, what that means is more of that gets into your lungs because you're crushing the filter. There's more spaces in between the filter. And therefore, more of that tar, theoretically, more of that nicotine gets into your lungs, right? That's pretty pronounced smoking. Yeah, 2.5 packs a day. Wow. Minimum. Sometimes I would do more than 2.5 packs a day. And I would smoke the hundreds. They're longer cigarettes. They're much longer. I quit cold turkey. Decided one day, I'm done. Haven't smoked since. Literally. In that moment, I decided, throw away all my cigarettes. Didn't smoke again. That was 2002. Oh, I smoked. I was a freaking chimney, a chimenea, a chimenea. Yeah, no, I smoke. um, it was bad. It was bad. It was really, really bad. And when I decided to quit, there were no cravings, no nothing. I just decided I'm done. I'm literally done. Now, I'm not saying that it's an easy thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Some of us will need to talk ourselves into something. And if you still can't give yourself permission. Absolutely. Affirmations work beautifully, right? But here's the thing, again, there is a much more efficient way to do it. I'm about efficiency. Above all things, I'm about efficiency. Like, if I'm going to be wicked, I'm going to be so efficient in my wickedness. If I'm going to be good, I'm going to be so efficient in my goodness. If I'm going to be a giver, I'm going to be so efficient in my giving. I'm all about efficiency in everything that I do. There is another way to do things that won't take you a year. Alexandra. So, Alexandra came to me for a private session. We've shared this in other live streams before. She came to me with a mentorship session, and there were some pretty intense things that had been going on for several years that she wanted corrected. You know, and these were very real, very intense things. Now, if Alexandra wants to share, she can definitely share that in the comments. But she decided, and that was that. She decided, and that was that. And all these medical professionals were not helping her. They were not helping her to be successful with what she started, what she wanted to accomplish. No cravings at all. None. None at all. And it was still a very, very extremely, extremely stressful period of my life. Very, very stressful. No cravings, no nothing. Yeah. So 2.5 packs a day for several years and no cravings. Yeah. It just depends. How much are you willing to give yourself permission for? For many of us, the reason we don't give ourselves permission is because we've been so successfully and deeply indoctrinated into believing that the suffering is what we deserve. That saying, you made your bed, now you have to sleep in it. Bitch, I don't sleep. How about that? How about that? I could have just made my bed and left it like that. I don't want to sleep in my bed. Are you kidding me? I don't think so. You know, you made your bed, you have to sleep in it. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't have to. I don't have to go to sleep just because you told me I have to go to sleep. Yeah, here you go. Thank you for sharing this. I got off oxycodone that I've been on for 17 years in 5 days with Emmy's help. One session. I gave her the tools and she made the decision. She made the decision and she's been done with it. That was her choice. No, I didn't keep like, hey, have you done your exercises? Have you done this? No, nope, nope. She did that all on her own. I gave her the tools. She had a desire. I showed her what to do and she chose to do it. There are other ways that are more efficient than what is being propagated through society. Your star is rising. You need to allow it to rise or you're going to burn your hands. You can't hold on to that type of heat without some type of injury occurring to you. Okay. So, power. Your power is increasing. You have to allow yourself to reach a point where you're not afraid of how powerful you are. A lot of times, your ability to manifest is greatly dampened by your disbelief in your power. They want you to think you're not powerful. They want you to think you need someone outside of yourself. Now, am I saying that Alexandra could not have achieved this without my help? Absolutely not. She absolutely could have done that. She just wasn't sure that she could do it. And because she believed in me more than she believed in her fear, more than she believed in her self-doubt, she was like, okay, Emmy's got me, so I'm doing this. Honey, you could have done it even without me. I have no problem saying that. I really don't. I don't need credit for anything. I have zero problem acknowledging what I believe to be truth. Alexandra could have done this without me. She just needed something to believe in more than she believed in her fear and her self doubt, more than she could hear these professionals, these specialists telling her to keep allowing her body to be harmed. Like, you don't have to. You don't have to listen to them. I am 43. I think I'm 40. I think I'm 43. Stop. I'm over 40. Whatever. My husband's going to come in the comments and he's going to tell you exactly how old I am. I think I'm 43, maybe 44. I'm not sure. I don't care. And when I was 26, I was told by specialists, surgical specialists, that I would need first a double tibiostomy, right? They're going to cut a wedge out of my tibia in order to correct my legs. And then they were going to do a double total knee replacement for both my legs. They were going to completely remove my entire knees, both of them. When I was 26, it was summer of 26, my 26th year. And they said that by the end of that year, I would not be able to walk. And so I might as well pop out as many babies as I want. And then when I can't walk anymore, you know, just make sure to go ahead and make an appointment and they'll do my double knee replacement. How about fuck you, sir? Yeah. How about fuck you? I'm not coming back and I'm not going to not walk. Mhm. So 26 to 43, 44, however the hell old I am. Uh, not only have I kept walking, I've also started lifting pretty heavy. Yeah. Granted, yes, I have to wear knee braces because I don't want to injure myself. I want to make sure the parts of me that need the support have the support. I can still walk. No, I don't run on a treadmill. That's too much impact on my knees. It's always been too much impact on my knees. I understand the limitations of my body, and they're not what other people tell me. My limitations are set by me, not by other people. And that's why I'm not going to be stopped when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And it doesn't matter what specialist you have talk to me. If I have my mind set on doing something, I'm going to do it. When was the last time you allowed yourself to think so freely that even the specialists are not as loud as your belief in yourself? Right? Allowing yourself to go beyond what you think you can do is so powerful. Your power is returning back to you. So whatever you think you could do, whatever limits, and you think you're just going to aim for just slightly past that, go all the way. If you think you can go only 10 feet, and so you're going to aim for 11 feet, honey, don't stop there. Keep going. That's the minimum. 11 is the minimum. That's the starting point. I'm not even going to keep tabs on myself until I reach 12. Then I'm going to be like, all right, how much further are we going? All right. You have to make sure that you really allow yourself to take the time to understand where your insecurities are rooted, who planted it there, what was it watered with. When you begin to, excuse me, when you begin to be able to do that for yourself, you begin to really free yourself to achieve so much, to achieve so much, right? Boundaries. There are no boundaries except for the ones you create. You have to be careful that you are not using your boundaries to keep yourself confined. You don't need to do that. You don't need to confine yourself just to stay safe. The reason you don't feel safe in your environment is because you don't believe in your ability to keep yourself safe. You've become so accustomed to giving your power away to other people, thinking and feeling, assuming that someone else has to keep you safe. Someone else has to take care of you. Someone else this, someone else that. No, you have to begin allowing yourself to be the most powerful one in your life. Not because you're dominating other people, but because you can overcome every single circumstance that is ever placed in front of you. Right? So be your own healer. Allow yourself to begin healing these different aspects of you that maybe you thought were healed, but in reality, they were just very properly put away. Let that sink in. They were just very properly put away. Y'all saw me yesterday. I had some of my properly put away insecurities rise up to the surface. There were some realizations. There was some genuine hurt coming back up. That's okay. That's okay. It's okay. I recognize what I was doing. I held myself accountable in a loving way. Okay. Not a condemning manner, a very loving way. These realizations coming forward. It's going to be okay, girl. Right? Because it is. It's going to be very, very, very okay. It's going to be more than okay. It's going to be more than okay. Intention. Set your intention. You have to focus on what it is that you want. What are you wanting to achieve? What is your dream? And don't waste this. I'm serious. Don't waste this on some silly person. Don't waste it on like, okay, this is my chance to bring back this girl, this guy. This is my chance to be in a relationship with them. Like, let me let me recalibrate myself, because the most important relationship you will ever have the honor of cultivating is a relationship between self and soul. That one is the most important one. And if you are using other relationships to usurp your relationship with your soul, to replace it, I don't know how that will turn out for you in the long run. In the short run, you might think that you've made yourself very happy. In the long run, someone's been smoking like a shit ton of cigarettes. I feel it all up in my lungs. My lungs feel like I smoked 3 packs. Who is it? Which one of you is smoking severely? Yeah, it's a lot of cigarettes, some alcohol, a little bit of bud, a lot of sadness, a lot of that suppression. I feel it in my lungs. I don't want to tell anyone how to mitigate the pain. That's not my place. But if you could just please not think of me so intensely as you do that to your body, it affects my body. And I don't like to feel like my lungs are injured. Like, I don't like to feel that. So let's see. Fulfillment. It's this fear of your fulfillment not occurring for you. It's a fear. Fear exists to bring your attention to the things you need to pay attention to, right? It exists to bring your attention to the things that are needing a little bit more of your energy, more of your time, more of your focus, that type of thing. Now, if you're going to let your fear get out of hand and do more than just bring your attention to things, then yeah, it's going to be crippling. But that's a choice that you make, right? If you can low key make that choice, then you can high key choose not to do that anymore. You can correct that. You can very gently correct yourself, like, okay, girl, we're doing the same thing that we were doing before. We have to stop doing that. And it's not that you have to stop coping. For some of us, we still need to cope as we go through the things that we go through, right? Because you're so injured, you're needing to cope as you process. You just have to find healthier coping mechanisms. You have to find something healthier that even if you get fixated on doing this, it's not going to be hurtful and harmful to you. Stretching, right? Letting yourself get hyper fixated on stretching. How about going for a walk? How about cleaning? How about, things that are healthy for you? Cleaning is a really good coping mechanism because when your external is clean and orderly, then your internal has the stillness and the quiet to begin to cleanse itself and reorder things. You just have to find a healthier coping mechanism. And you have to be aware that you are using this as a coping mechanism and it's not to stay forever. It's just something that you're doing for the now so that you can more easily process the information you're needing to process. Forbidden. This level of success that you're about to reach is not forbidden. Okay? It's not forbidden at all. This is something that's part of your destiny and your birthright. Something is trying to convince you that you won't achieve this, that it's not for you, that it's this and it's that. And they don't know shit. They don't know shit. Right? So here's my logic, and it's just my logic. Um, when I spoke to the surgeon when I was 26, I was referred to the surgeon by my physical therapist because she could separate my knee by just pulling on my lower leg. And I was like, that should have been a red flag for me to begin with. She had me laying on my back with my knee bent, right? And she was pulling on my knee and it was separating my knee. And she kept doing that. And I'm kind of looking at her like, bitch, what are you doing? She goes, does that hurt? No, but fucking, I don't feel that until you rip it. She was separating it quite a bit. It wasn't just a small separation. She was creating space in my knee. And she's the one that referred me to surgery. The same person who encouraged me to tape my kneecap in the wrong direction. I'm so glad I know better now. The reason my kneecap does not track vertically, it tracks diagonal, is because my IT band is too tight. I needed to stretch my IT band. And she's like, oh, that's too painful. Yeah, but that's what the fuck I need to do. I don't need you cutting out my knees just to avoid the discomfort of stretching an IT band that's too tight. Right? So I should have known already. I should have known these were so many red flags. It's making me get hives. Jesus Christ. It's making me get hives. But it was this thing of like, I'm so glad I got referred to a surgeon that was a total dick. Because the first thing he says to me is like, how old are you? 26. And he looks at my x-rays of my knees and then he goes, What is your birth date? And he's at the computer and he's checking my name and my birthday. He goes, well, this is actually your x-ray. I thought it wasn't yours because your knees look old. Based on your knees, you look like you're in your late 80s. And his professional medical advice was to pop out as many babies as I want. And when I can't walk anymore by the end of the year, to come back and get surgery. Professional medical advice. Listen here, motherfucker. You might be an expert in surgery, but you're not an expert in me. Mm-hmm. You guys listen to these specialists who specialize in a subject matter, not specialize in you. You are the specialist of you. Start listening to yourself. Start allowing specialists in whatever field of specialty these specialists are in to consult with you, not to speak as the authority over you. As I said, he might be a specialist in bones, but motherfucker, you're not a specialist in Emmy. You don't know what I'm capable of. You can take your surgical instruments and shove them, store them somewhere, and I don't care where. You just got to make sure. You just got to make sure that you allow yourself to really, really embrace the fact that you are a specialist over yourself. And that everyone who specializes in whatever field that you need assistance in, they're a specialist in that field and they are simply consulting with you. Okay? They are simply consulting. That's it. They are not an authority over you. High Priestess of Spirit, allowing yourself to tap into that spiritual aspect of you, allowing yourself to really, really, really rise as high as you need to be able to hold hands with your higher self, right? To really reconnect with your soul, with your spirit. Ooh, High Priestess of Earth. This is not about you simply living in the clouds. This is about you being multi-terrestrial, multi-environmental, multi-dimensional, just knowing that you can do multiple things all at the same time. You have to give yourself permission to take care of more than one thing at one time, right? You have to. You have to give yourself permission to do this because you can. You absolutely can. You can do way more than you have ever been comfortable giving yourself credit for. You can do way, way more. As Ocean likes to tell me, I think she has to remind me this every few days or few weeks. I don't think you realize how much you do when you think you're not doing anything. I don't know. Because there's times I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not doing enough. And that's always her response. I don't think you realize how much you do when you think you're not doing anything. I don't realize. That's the genuine truth. I don't realize how much I do. I don't feel like it's enough. It's never enough. And that's why I will succeed, but at the same time, at what cost? Right? There's a way to succeed with minimal cost to you. There's always a way. There's always a way. That's one of my most highly developed abilities is to find a way. It looks impossible. I'll find a way. Give me 5 minutes. You can't do this. You can't do that. Give me 5 minutes. I promise you, I'll find a way. I always do. I always do. Had to get out of a contract. Had to get out of that contract. This person was crazy. Like literally crazy, in my opinion. Attempting to enter the home every, oh no, it was like every 3-4 days at that point. Driving past the home multiple times a day to see if I was home. Just like craziness. Insane stalker behavior. The contract that they had me sign looked like it was drafted by actual real estate lawyers. Looks like they had advice. And they thought it was ironclad. And that's because you haven't faced an Emmy yet. You haven't faced an Emmy. Yeah. Yeah. I got out of that contract. When you're treating me that way and you're endangering me and my family, fuck yeah. I'll get out of that. I will find a way. And I did. A legal way. Just like that person was using civil codes to force access to me. He wanted access to my bedroom. He wanted access to the room that I sleep in. Why? What kind of perversion? Why? So that needed to be stopped. And just like he used civil code to bully me in the home that I had an exclusive right to quiet enjoyment of, I use those own civil codes, same ones, to layeth the smacketh down. Fuck you and your bullshit. You're not accessing me or my family. And that's that. There's always a way. If you look hard enough, and yeah, I was stressed the fuck out because literally, and I'm not scared of people. I'm not scared of in-person confrontation. Y'all, I'm not some online warrior. I'm like, whatever I'd say online, I will say that shit to your face, looking you in the eyes. I'm not even joking. I will say that to your face, looking you in the eyes. I'm not about confrontation, but if you bring it to me, baby boo, I'll accept. I'll receive that delivery. I'll rip that box open. I'll receive that delivery. And that was the thing. What's up?
You're not joking. She's not joking.
He came in. He said,
don't play.
I don't. He's trying to fuck with me or my family. I will break your finger if you ever wave it at me again. Did you see that? He knows I'm not joking. I'm not. Yeah, no, it was to that degree, Eliza. I bought this motherfucker was so interested in the smoke detectors. Like, bitch, are those cameras? I actually bought a radio frequency detector. We were sweeping the whole fucking house to make sure that he did not put cameras, install hidden cameras to watch me while I sleep. Motherfucker. Like, why you gotta keep checking the smoke alarm? So being upside down in hope, you don't need hope. Oh, you can absolutely. They have devices. It's on Amazon. Absolutely. Yes. You can use it for hidden microphones and hidden camera devices. It's only, I think it was like $60 or $70. Yeah, they have smoke alarms that have cameras in them. They do. They have smoke alarms with cameras in them and, a whole bunch of other different things. There are ways that you can install cameras in the faceplate of an electrical outlet. Um, so many different, yeah, so many different things that can be installed into a dwelling before you move in, where they can monitor you. Yeah, it detects radio frequencies. Yeah. Here, let me show you guys. Let's see. Camera finder and bug catcher. RF signal detector is what it's called. Wow, that's $2,179. Yo, you could get one for $50. This is some boo shizzles. Look at this. It's the same damn thing. You can either pay $2,000 or $49. Same damn thing. Same damn thing. That's expensive. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Just stop. That is ridiculous. There's one for $24.90. Rapango, the best bug detector. It has a 4.6 star rating of 130 reviews. I'm just saying, there's so many different things you could use. And fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, I bought an RF signal detector. You want to do crazy shit? You want to use your key to unlock deadbolts to enter a premises that I pay for exclusive use of? Yeah, you're fucking crazy. You're fucking, and then you're gonna text me that you did this? Bitch, I got proof. I got proof from you, from your fucking fingers. You admitted to breaking and entering. Motherfucker, I don't care if your name is on the title. My name is on the lease, and my right to the property and exclusive use of the property supersedes your right to access it as a person who owns the property. Fuck you. Learn California law. Hope in reverse. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. People will take advantage of what you don't know. So learn. 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 For real. Learn. Learn as much as you need to learn. You don't know the words. You have to take care of something legal and you don't know the words. Google the definition of every single word you don't know and reread that civil code again until you understand it. That's what you do. I don't need to be a lawyer to understand law. I have Google at my fingertips. If I don't understand a word or a concept, I will learn about that first and return back to that civil code. Doctors wanted to talk to me about my mother's condition. They all thought I was a doctor as well. Why? Motherfucker, if you're going to use that language with me, I will use it back at you. And I will learn the words. I will learn the words. Yes, she had an ischemic event. I'm saying, maybe there's one on your phone. I don't know. That would have been good to know. That would have been good to know. Seriously. That would have been seriously good to know that there's an app that can serve as an RF reader. Oh, hold up. I might use that to test some of my techniques, actually. Let me see. Is there an app? No. No, it's a QR code reader. Excuse me. Ooh. Oh, it's an sorry for my sound. It's an EMF radiation detector. That's what it is. An EMF. My hair. Let me put my hair back. My hair is like covered in oils and stuff. No, they don't. They don't have. It's an EMF reader. Maybe I should try that anyways, just to see. I'll download that. Hold on. Is it free? It's free. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but it's nice to have these little doodads. Well, I mean, it releases EMFs, right? It has. Just wait. Ooh, it does. It reads it. No. Oh, shit. How do you take that off? I got to play with this off screen. I'm going to play with it off screen because it's detecting something. Let me stop. You don't need hope. You've got this. You're going to manifest a perfect situation for yourself. You do need love, though. Love for self. Okay. Hidden camera detector. Let's see. Okay. Let me stop. Let me stop. I will look into that. I will look into that off the live stream. Okay. The warrior and meditation. Rigid. Okay. There's this rigidity. There is this rigidity that's going on. And you got to make sure. You got to make sure that you allow yourself. You really, really, really allow yourself. It's almost this sense of like someone is something or someone is causing you to feel as though that's crazy. They're causing you to feel that you have to fight. They're causing you to feel like, they're gaslighting you. It's a bad sense. It's a very, very bad sense. It's a very bad sense that I get. Huh. It's I don't know who I'm picking up on. I don't know which one of you I'm picking up on. It's not a good sense. You have to be careful of how you allow yourself to be baited into certain types of interactions. It's almost this feeling that someone is trying really, really hard to do some reactivity stuff with you, to cause you to become reactive so that they can film it. It's not a good feeling. I don't know who it's for. It feels very specific. This is the camera that I had, the camera detector I had gotten. This is not a good feel though. This is definitely not a good feel. It's like this sense of someone needing, absolutely needing for you to just buy into this, for you to allow yourself to be sucked into something. You have to make sure that you conserve your energy for yourself. You have to be careful about believing you can just hand something over to a lawyer. When I had to deal with that real estate issue, the contractual issue that I had, I did have to hire a lawyer. I hired several, and I ended up being the one finding the appropriate civil code to be able to protect myself with longevity, reducing the likelihood of a successful attempt to take me to small claims court and hold me responsible for the remainder of the lease. So you also still have to do your due diligence, because the lawyer that I had gotten, she's really good. She was an amazing lady and really good, but she just wanted me to be done with it. And so she wanted me to sign off and basically sign away my rights to everything and anything, and that I couldn't even speak about it. So, it's like, nope, I will not agree to that, because if I agree to that, it carries with it the implication that I actually did lie on a police report, which I did not lie. I did not lie. And she didn't think about that. I had to tell her, listen, I am a public speaker, I'm a public figure. And if I reach a level of success where people don't like how successful I am, that they're looking into my history and they see this lawsuit, they see this legal arrangement, and then they see that I filed no, I'm not going to be branded a liar. I don't fucking think so. And so I had to find my own solution to it, which I did. I definitely utilized existing civil code, and that's how I protected myself. So you guys don't think that just because um, you have a specialist in the field that you're needing a specialist in, that the specialist will know everything, because she didn't have as much to lose as I did based on how it would, play out. All she's thinking about is like getting that issue of contracts negated, and that's it. Like, no, there's future ramifications for that. If I allow you to get me to agree to that, nope. There's absolutely ramifications for my future, not for hers. So she's not thinking about it. Right. So you guys have to be careful. That's why I say people are specialists in the field of practice that they specialize in. They're not a specialist of you. Right. Because that's standard. When you have a dispute, a legal dispute, both sides want to be able to ensure that there's not going to be any further legal action, you know? And I don't care. Take legal action, because I have an absolute right. You violated quite a few torts, motherfucker. I'm saying I'm still not past the statute of limitations for what he did. I'm still not past it. I still have the option of retaining litigators. Yeah. So that's the thing. You have to know what you are entitled to by law. You have to know what you are entitled to by spiritual law as well. You have to begin really learning all the things you need to know so that you can go as far as you need to go. Stop relying on other people. Now, someone might be like, well, then why did you hire a lawyer? Because I don't know civil code enough to know if this actually applies to me. So let me hire someone who has learned how to apply civil code. That's why I hired a lawyer. I also hired a lawyer just for their letterhead, so that this fool could know I'm not joking. I'm not joking. We can both waste a shit ton of money on lawyers. I'm not backing down, though. I'm not backing down. You're not stopping me from being outside of your grasp. And that's that. Okay. So you still have to do your part. You still have to learn as much as you need to learn in order to understand what options are being presented to you. And if there are more options that are not being explored, that should be, right? You have to allow yourself to hold your own hand through this. You have to allow yourself to kind of sit quietly and let the thoughts go in one ear and out the other. You have to allow so much, and that's going to be uncomfortable, okay? Because probably you're accustomed to uh, allowing in a different way. Um, but you just have to make sure. The balance is being affected, right? The balance is being affected. It's okay. All you have to do is hold on to a solid surface in order to rebalance yourself. What are the solid aspects of your life? Is it your partner? Is your partner very solid? For me, it's my partner. He's very solid. Is it when you're at work? Is that the solid aspect? Is it, if you have children, your children? Is it maybe your best friend? Is it maybe a sibling? What is a solid? What is the solid? And that's what you hold on to momentarily until you get your balance back. Okay. Um, Integrity. Holding on to your integrity and not simply allowing yourself to be a mirror of that lesser reflection, that lesser consciousness. Holding on to your integrity does not mean enabling people's malignant behaviors. It means seeking a correction, a path to correct, an option to correct the behaviors, but not correcting it in a way where you're simply seeking to punish someone, right? You don't need to punish anyone. Self worth. Allowing yourself to tap into that self worth, really seeing your identity, allowing yourself to see who you actually are. You don't always have to live with gratitude in your heart. Some days you're going to feel very irritated, you're going to feel frustrated, you're going to feel angry. Let yourself feel that just for a short bit, okay? Maybe a couple minutes, maybe a couple hours, maybe a day or two. But really going beyond that, going beyond like a day or two, it becomes harder and harder to return back to a space of gratitude. Okay. And when you don't exist in a space of gratitude, if you exist in a space where you're angry, you're afraid, there's a high likelihood you're going to build walls that's going to block your ability to rise. It's going to block your wishes from coming true. One of the things that I learned about life, and I continue to learn this every single cycle, is that the hardships that you face are usually indicative of the blessings that are about to be delivered. The blessings that are about to be delivered are contingent and heavily tied to the gravity of the hardship you face. The more intense the hardship, the more profound the blessing. Really like wrap your mind around that. When was the last time you experienced the worst of the worst And then as that finished off, you didn't receive the best of the best. And maybe you did, but you were too busy being angry, being upset, being disappointed, right? I mean, it's just one of those things. It's time for you to let go. Let go of the things that have been keeping you very much confined in the same space, the same belief structures, right? So many of us are afraid to let go of people, things, places. Mm-mm. The less afraid I am of letting go of whatever I need to let go of, the more profound my life becomes. That's the more profound that my life becomes. Awaken in reverse. So this is a refusal to open your eyes to the reality of what you're facing. Now, if you choose to see, oh, excuse me, if you choose to see what you're facing as simply a negative, you're not going to be able to draw from that. You're not going to be able to use the charge that you accrue to help you rise. If you can stay in a space of neutral and just neutrally observe, suspend some of that negative emotion, which is natural and normal. But if you're able to suspend some of that negative emotion and just really remain in a space of neutral as you observe what's happening, you'll be better able to implement a plan of action that will get you out of that difficulty and into that space of thriving once again. It will return you back to your center. So that's not the easiest thing to do, but once you get used to doing that, if after you do that a few times, you will definitely be able to do it much easier. Excuse me. Why am I suddenly so sleepy? It's about time for you to shine, you know? It's about time for you to shine. And one of the easiest, most efficient ways to dissipate the darkness of your discontent, the darkness of your self doubt, is by shining from the inside out, not covering your energy, not covering your identity, no longer covering, pretending that you're not the gravity that you are, right? You don't want to surrender to this process, but you have to. You have to. You have to allow yourself to reach that point that you were designed to reach. You have to. And once you allow yourself to actually surrender, a lot of the suffering that we encounter as we go through these types of processes are deeply rooted in our refusal to surrender. You know what I mean? They're very deeply rooted in your fighting your own process. The moment you let go and allow your process to be what it is, you're going to have something to celebrate. It's almost like you're existing as the shell to the seed, and that shell does not want to let the seed go. It doesn't want to release. But no matter what that shell does, the roots will come out and the seedling will rise. That's you. You are the seedling. The journey that you're on might not feel so sacred right now. It might feel like one big struggle. It might feel nonsensical. And if that's how it feels, then try and find some hope within yourself, within your environment. Look for a reason, any excuse that you can find to feel some type of hope. So there's this machine that I use to rehab my atrophied muscles. And I use it for rehabbing the muscles, the heads of my quads, and all of that, stabilize my knee. and it uses electrodes. So you affix the electrodes in a specific way, and then you turn on the machine, and it sends electrical impulses that cause contractures of your muscle. It contracts. And it's this thing of like, it's painful. It's so painful because I put it at pretty high levels, the highest I could possibly tolerate, and then a little bit past that. And it's this thing of it's so uncomfortable, and I'm just like toes all curled, fingers curled. But then after a few minutes, my body acclimates to it, and it's no longer painful. It's just like um, uncomfortable, right? And here's the thing: if I don't do that, then my body cannot rehab itself in the way it needs to. And I can't go with the next process, which is going to the gym and actually strengthening those muscles, right? So that's the thing. That's kind of like the process that you're in. Be careful about living with a homeless for the next couple of days, Kavi. If you've never been homeless before, you might get yourself in a really bad situation. If you don't have enough of an intuitive sense, which I don't know if you do or not, um, you might really get yourself into a world of hurt. Okay. Be very, very careful. Not all homeless communities are welcoming to outsiders. And if you're not dressed appropriately, if you have anything of value, you will absolutely get took. Okay. All right. So let me see. Galactic heritage in reverse. This is not about anything galactic. This has nothing to do with any type of any type of assistance that's going to come in from outside of you, from outside of our stratosphere. This has to do with your earthly existence. That's the focus. Do not place focus during this period on things outside of you developing your human aspects, your human self, promoting, encouraging, supporting your human trajectory. Okay, this is about your human wishes coming true. Now, the human wishes can be like the precursor for that cosmic dream, for that spiritual goal, right? You have to start somewhere, and it has to go in steps, it has to go in layers. So, this is the first layer. This feels so like promising. There's such a huge promise being made to you right now, but it depends. How willing are you to receive it? Because someone else because someone else hurt your feelings, someone else lied to you, are you then going to, I don't know, assume like this is not going to come true for you? Because if you're going to do that, then you're definitely going to interfere with the trajectory of your star rising and your wish coming true. If you're going to allow yourself, good things are going to happen. You have to go on a soul journey first. This soul journey goes deeper into your truth, deeper into your core. Is that what my lungs are about? Bish? Bish, is that what my lungs are about? All right. Let's look at these cards. All right. So there's a healing going on. It's going to be very high level and Darn level type of healing, right? Twin ray healing and Darn activation, allowing the highest parts of you to really begin the process of healing, you're going to go through this progression, and the progression is going to remove you from a space of duality and reinsert you into a space of totality, right? So, the fractured state that you live in, if you're feeling fractured, um, it's about to be shifted. You're about to be renewed. And as you are renewed, you're going to be more vulnerable, but it's okay because you're also going to be given additional protection. The royal within you is about to return to dispel the darkness of your doubt. And this is how your wish is going to come true. You're going to stop with the doubt, the darkness of your doubt and despair. And you're going to enter into a space of acknowledgement, acceptance, and then embrace. Let's see. Confidence is your key to success, but it's in reverse. You don't have to feel confident in this period. This is not contingent on your ability to pretend that you can do something. This is contingent on your ability and willingness to allow your soul to make it happen for you. It's going to happen no matter what. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen no matter what. Balance spirituality and practicality. There's no balance right now, and maybe you don't need to balance that. Maybe what you need to do is allow your soul to take the reins because soul knows how to balance things. I think what might be happening is that for some of us, we're feeling like things are happening too fast. And so we're trying to slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. And it's like you're not supposed to slow down. Just like the spinning top, the kid's toy, you make it spin, right? When it starts to slow down, that's when it starts to wobble. When it starts to wobble, that's indicative of when it's about to fall. If you allow it to remain spinning at a very high speed, it's not going to wobble. It's not going to fall. It's going to continue. Now, someone's like, well, eventually, that top will slow down and fall. Do you know why the top slows down? Friction. Friction. The friction that it encounters as it spins, that's what slows it down. You are the floor. You are the one creating friction for your own spin. Do you see what I'm saying? You're proving my point. When you resist, because friction is resistance, when you resist your own spin, your own journey, you are the one causing your own imbalance. Yeah, I said it's your fault. Because, I mean, who do you want to blame? Who do you want to blame? If you're needing to exist in a space of blame rather than a space of accountability, where it's like, oh, so I shouldn't resist, right? Right. That's accountability, holding yourself accountable. If you don't want to take accountability for your part in your struggle, who's responsible for that? Who? You want to blame your parents? I mean, last I checked, my videos aren't very popular with children. My demographics starts between 18 years of age, goes all the way up past 80, right? So that means you're an adult. That means you can no longer blame things on other people. That's what that means. That means if you're going to continue with that type of logic, you're not going to accomplish anything in your life because you are existing in a space where you are simply waiting for the next person to victimize you. That's a choice. That is a choice that's being made consciously day in and day out. So, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say, make a different fucking choice. If you are powerful enough to keep you held in that cycle of bullshit, I promise you, you're powerful enough to choose something else. And if you choose not to, then that's your choice. That's how life works. That's exactly how life works. There is no need for that victim mentality at all. At all. And if you think I have no right speaking about this type of thing, because, oh, Emmy, you have everything you want. Yeah, because I created that for myself. I worked for that. I worked my fucking ass off for that. I still work my ass off for that. I created my life. Yes. Any other way you want me to prove my point? I mean, I know you love assisting me in proving my point, but I mean, at some point, you're going to have to take accountability for yourself and your decisions. You really, truly are. Because that mindset, it sucks. It sucks. It sucks. It's the very thing that keeps you so committed and so loyal to your suffering. Suffering is so unnecessary. I came across this video. Hold on. I don't want to show you the visual because, like, she looks scary. I'm not joking. She seemed very scary. Like, her eyes were just too intense. And I was just like, hold on.
There's actually a near-death experience account that has become central to my spirituality. This woman had a near-death experience when she was a small child where she learned that the purpose of life is pain. Because an unlimited God is limited by its own lack of limitation. It's a contradiction and thus cannot exist. A being of pure love and joy cannot experience things like hatred and pain, so we volunteered to come here as a part of God to experience those things so that everything can exist. And that is the meaning of free will. This disturbed me for a long time because it reminded me of teachings about samsara in like Hinduism and Buddhism. You know, life is suffering. Whereas I have always felt like, well, sure, suffering is a part of life, but why focus on the very worst part of it? Like, isn't everything else worth it? And then one night, I thought I was having a bad interaction with my antidepressant, and I thought I might really be in trouble, and I was kind of freaking out. But lying there on the bathroom floor, it suddenly hit me. That's it. Everything else is worth it. And now I'm getting into my own interpretation versus what the woman who had this near-death experience actually said. But I realized something. Experience of just one thing without any contrast loses all sense of itself. It's like how you go noseblind to a room you've been in for a long time, or how heat doesn't make any sense without cold as either a concept or an experience. Just in practical terms, what does love mean without adversity? And what does peace mean without conflict? The experience of pain pinches us out of the deep sleep of unawareness. So it seems to me that what this woman learned during her NDE was not that the goal is to return to a state of perfect unity and virtual non-existence, but rather we chose pain for the sake of existence. I don't think she was saying that every individual has to go through cycles of pain eternally. It could be like we put in our time and after that we're free. And maybe part of what we're trying to do here is to create a contrast that isn't pain. Thinking this way has been super helpful for me because it brings meaning to hardship that otherwise seems meaningless. It makes me feel like my life has purpose no matter what happens or what I do. I do think there's a risk with this kind of thinking that people will think that it means you should seek out pain or prolongate it, but I really don't think that's the point. I mean, as stated before, one of the benefits of pain is that it pushes us to grow, to make our conditions better. And I think pain's going to happen regardless of whether we seek it out. In fact, I think that even if we don't realize it, the experience of separation from the divine is suffering. All we really got to do is be here and live.
Mm-hmm. Intense. Intense. I've shared the same logic for quite a few years. This logic of pain is necessary. It's necessary because it gives the ability to juxtapose opposing polarities. When you place opposing polarities in front of each other, that juxtaposition gives definition one to the other. What's darkness without light? What is light without darkness? You become blind if you're encompassed by either or. If you are fully encompassed by complete light or complete darkness, you become blind in that environment. But when you live in the in between, this space where the light and the darkness come together to play in shadows and nuances, what ends up happening is you begin to learn a little bit about both. You begin to learn about your fractals, your parts, and you begin to see the nuances, the textures of life. The depth at which you suffer and struggle is directly indicative of the height that you will rise to. It will take you as high up, as low down as you go. They are inversely tied. So you're going through something difficult right now. Good. You're aware of what you're going through. That difficulty, that struggle, that pain is nurturing an awareness. Continue nurturing that awareness. When you've developed enough awareness, a base level that is necessary for the blessing that's about to arrive, then the blessing will be released and it will enter into your life, and you will have the understanding, the capacity, the maturity to understand and be grateful for the blessing that's being presented to you. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. It's a very beautiful thing. And people feel like life is, the life is supposed to be this and life is supposed to be that. And life is supposed to be whatever it is that will get you to learn the greatest amount in the shortest amount of time. That's what life is. It's meant to challenge you. It's meant to help you learn about the nuances within you and the nuances that are projected outside of you. So surrender to the divine. Woo. Just this space of surrender, right? Space of surrender. A time to give rather than to take. It's a time to receive. It's in reverse. So it's a time to receive. Receive what? Whatever your soul is trying to give you, whether it's guidance, whether it's nurturing, whether it's someone who can exist as a reflection of you, outside of you, whatever it is. Your dreams need a practical plan, but it's in reverse. There's no planning this out. There's having a general idea of what you think you want to accomplish. There's this need for awareness of what your dream is. There's a need for willingness to participate. But there's no need for a practical plan because this is not a practical part of your journey. It's not about practicality. Practicality is about survival. You don't do practical things in order to thrive. Define practicality. Let's see. Let me leave it as practical. Excuse me. Of or concerned with the actual doing or use of something rather than with theory and ideas. Of an idea, plan, or method likely to succeed or be effective in real circumstances. See, the real circumstance is hurting you. So are you dealing with real circumstance, or are we trying to enter into something that transcends that, right? Suitable for a particular purpose, sensible and realistic in their approach to a situation or problem, skilled at manual tasks, so nearly the case that it can be regarded as so, virtual, practical, virtual. I don't know if it triggers you in the same way as it triggers me. Seeing the word virtual as part of the definition of practical. It's like a virtual reality. So close, but not quite. And that's why you don't succeed at the things that you need to do. You're being practical about it. Now, there are certain aspects of life where you do have to be practical. You have to be practical about your finances and practical about your health and safety. But pretty much all other things outside of the basics of life needs, practicality is Not advisable. It was very impractical of me to choose to leave California. It was very impractical of me to choose to be transient for several years. It was very impractical of me to go ahead and launch a business that uses some hokey pokey abilities that I have when the world does not believe in that ability. As a matter of fact, those are the nice people. They just don't believe in it. The other people, they'll crucify you for it. Uh-huh. Yeah. They'll burn you at the stake too. That was impractical, yet I did it. I transcended the practicality of life and entered into my purpose by not being practical. There are so many things that I've done that were impractical. And because I did it with no fear, I mean, I had some questions, I did. But I wasn't afraid. I was like, you know what? I get through everything. I literally do, because I don't give myself the option of not. I get through everything. So whatever the hell this cluster fluff is, I'll get through it. But I feel like this is something I have to do. And I do it. And guess what? I more than get through it. I reach the next level. You want to reach the next level? You have to begin discerning what you need to be practical about and what you don't. Right? You have to begin discerning that. What do you need to release? You got to let go of something. What are you going to let go of? You don't have to let go of your fear. You do have to let go of the crippling fear. Not the fear itself, but the kind of fear that's amplified to the point that it cripples you. That you have to let go of. You have to let go of these limiting beliefs, right? You have to let go of the programs that have taught you to remain in a state of less than. You're not less than. You're not less than me, I tell you that much. You're not less than me. For all of you who have no hesitation in regularly complimenting me and encouraging me and seeing me as something so profound, I tell you right now, you're not less than me. You're just not at a place where you recognize it yet. But just because you don't recognize it yet doesn't mean you're less than. It doesn't. It doesn't mean you're less than. You just don't want to believe it yet. So this has to do with your belief structures, your belief systems. Recalibrate that so you can begin believing in yourself. There's so much you need to accomplish. Your commitment is being tested. Your commitment to yourself, to your growth, it's being tested right now. Because it's hard for you to believe what? That you're not less than me? Stop that shit. Excuse me. I'm serious. Stop it. There's no need for you to believe you're less than anyone. Because you have less experience. Okay, well, that's what life is. It's giving you the experience. Be patient. Because you have less what? Less this, less that. You're not less than. Stop it. I mean that. You are not less than. Stop it. The people who go out of their way to try and convince you you are less than what you actually are the people who see your value more than you can see it yourself, and it intimidates them. And so they're trying to beat you to the punch. They're trying to convince you of a lie before you can recognize the truth. And that's a fact. That is a fact. I've had plenty of people who saw that I was going to reach places they could not reach. And so what did they do? They tried to shut me up. They tried to shut me down. Was it because I was a bad person? They tried to convince me that it was because of that. No. It's because you saw Phoenix on the rise. You had plans to burn me, but I had my own fire. So you tried to convince me I wasn't what I was, so that I can't be what I am. Didn't work. It didn't work. Why didn't it work? Because I wouldn't allow you to. It's that simple. When you don't allow someone to get into your head, they can't fuck with you. That's the bottom line of all the maltreatment you've received. You let someone get to your head. That's where you messed up. That's the only place you messed up. You didn't deserve that treatment. It wasn't because you were weak. It was because you allowed them to get into your head. Don't let your past hold you back. It's in reverse. The only time I would ever let my past hold me back is if I was being prepared to launch forward. If that past is serving as a bow to my arrow, hold me back all you want, baby boo. Hold me back as far back as you can possibly pull. Eventually, you'll cramp and let go, and I'll be launched forward. Thank you for your contribution to my journey. Don't let anyone mess with your head. Adjustments are required. Adjust the way you approach yourself, okay? Adjust your approach to yourself, adjust the way you see yourself. Just adjust as much as you possibly can adjust, okay? The end of a tough cycle approaches. It's the end. You've reached the end of it. It's a little bit scary. It's a little bit sad. You know, I teach a certification course, and as I teach it, I start to bond with my students. And when we start to reach like the last couple of weeks of class, I start to feel like, I don't want to let you guys go, you know? And it becomes this thing of, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. The end of any cycle is difficult, but it's always okay. When you allow it to be what it is and you don't resist it as much, it's not going to be as painful for you. It's going to be something that's much, much easier to accept and integrate. Okay. So it's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. Oh, Lord. I think I'm done. I need to get going. But guess what, guys? I'm going to be live later today at 11. No, what? Wait. Hold on. Hold on. I don't know what time I'm going to be live. Let me check. I'm going to be live later today at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to do the fire ceremony with you guys. Today is that 9/9 portal. Your divinity is coming back to you. Your potentiality is being increased and amplified. All of these amazing, thank you, Lindsay, all of these amazing things. Let it happen for you, please. Let it happen for you. Allow yourself to finally receive what is rightfully yours. The goodness, the grace, the beauty. Allow yourself to finally receive it, okay? Like, just allow. Hey, Lorene, how was your trip? I know you had, gone on your vacay. Good to see you back. It's good to see you back. So Lindsay is on fire right now. Yep, we have the jalapeno poppers. You can find it there. We also have our apple bread, which it's like appley Christmas in your mouth. Oh, you're still there. Yay! Have fun. Have fun. Hold on really quick. So guys, allow this period to be the start of the next part of your life. Okay? If you want to use some aromatherapy to kind of push you to the next level, this right here. Check out our 4 new divinity oils. They're aromatherapy paired with focused spiritual intention. These oils are powerful. They're very, very powerful. I've been using them. I told you guys recently, like you've seen me doing this quite a bit. I'm smelling the oils on my wrist to keep me in a place of centeredness and empowerment. They're amazing oils. Amazing, amazing oils. All right, I got to get going. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. check out my chat with Discussion Combustion Podcast and come join me for today's 9/9 portal ceremony right here. You can get your expedite there. I'm going to have a fire ceremony. It's going to be amazing. I'll be here 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's in a couple hours. Okay. I'll see you guys soon. Bye, everyone.